This is Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. First and foremost, I really want to thank you. I'm completely new to YouTube, as you may be able to tell. You're probably one of my first viewers. I am not so new to tarot. I love tarot, and I completely and utterly believe in it. I think there's something to it. I think it's a fantastic tool if you are open to it, or even if you're curious. I think that's a start. So if you just, I don't know, landed here by accident somehow, well, please check it out and see if anything in this actually speaks to you. So this reading, we're going to do 4 different pictures, and it's based on the new moon. So the new moon is today. We're in December. It's December 11th. And the theme of this is going to be, what are they feeling? I love reading about relationships. It's basically my favorite read to do. And I find that when I do readings about what someone else might be feeling, that I have some success with that. So we're going to do what are they feeling? And based on these 4 pictures of the moon, of a new moon, I just want you to pick, I guess, what picture makes you think of this person. It can be someone you're with, someone you want to be with, someone you know very well, hardly know, but this is going to be, what are they feeling? And I'd like to think you've at least had some interaction with this person, so there's a little bit of a connection there. But yeah, let's get into it. So the first picture, we have someone reaching their arms out, kind of touching the moon, and I have the caption touch here. So let's see, this is going to be a what are they feeling based on touch. So I'll just cut my cards here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and read for this person, probably someone you care a lot about. So for this person, right now, okay, so if I'm reading this person right, I actually think they're pretty stable. I think that they are, I see that there could be, this person could be slightly arrogant, slightly big-headed, slightly overly confident, full of themselves, but I don't see that they, this person to me, because when I look at all these cards, if I look at each card individually, sure, but when I take these all in together, I do think this person is actually somewhat judgmental. I do think this person, he himself might be hard to judge. I think he's pretty balanced, pretty grounded. I think he is very much in control of his actions. I think he's got a stable career. I think his home life is solid. He may be a homeowner, or he may live in a great place, but I get the impression that he might, I keep saying they might think very highly of themselves. And I'm not saying that their head is so big that they aren't good to you, or that they're problematic as a result of it, but I think that they are quite, I almost want to say judgmental, and the judgment card comes up, and that's so obvious, but I am getting that vibe, especially with this. This is one of those cards that can mean, it can mean celebration, it can mean respect, it can mean adornment, but in this combination, I see someone who they themselves are harder to critique. I think they're very aware of their own actions. I think they judge themselves very intensely, and I think that they probably in turn judge others, which means they probably have very high expectations. I don't get the impression that this is like an easy breezy person. They might be very kind and balanced, but I do think that they are somewhat, I think they can be difficult at times. I'm definitely, there's fire behind this card, and I think that fire can come from, that judgment can be probably well, judgment's never really well placed, but it can be more accurately placed at times, or it can probably be coming from like a perspective of looking down. But this person isn't, I don't think they're a bad person. I think they just are probably so hard on themselves that they find it hard not to be hard on others in return. And I do want to stress that I think this person is, whatever they do, I think they're actually quite good at it. I think that they are someone who gets recognition for what they do. So I do think they work hard. I do think they've probably worked hard to be where they are. And they earn a lot of praise, but they probably demand that praise as well. So let's see the next line about this person. And just to remind, we are going with that touch caption for the new moon. So, oh my goodness, excuse me. So we'll see how the touch actually plays into this. And for the judgment card, this judgment could be, we'll get into the spread a little bit and get more of their personality and what they would probably want out of a relationship or the relationship they're in. But the judgment could be more of like an inner voice, like an inner battle, an inner struggle. It doesn't necessarily mean they're always so hard on everyone else. The theme I get is that they're probably as hard as they are on other people, and by other people, you, everyone else around them, but definitely you, they're hard on themselves. I think this person can be very difficult to be with. I think there's an energy just in this one line of cards that this person is, I don't want to say untouchable, which is funny because touch is the caption, but they're almost untouchable in a way that they're hard to reach. And that might be because maybe mentally they are so, like, they're so successful. They're just, I don't know, they're doing everything right, but no one's perfect and they're not doing everything right. And you're here for a reason, trying to assess them or your relationship or your situation. So let's get a little bit more into that. Okay, so we've got a third line here. And I'm not doing reversals. They just come up that way when I shuffle. And we're still reading for this other person. We will read for you and how you guys come together, but I'm still trying to get a bigger picture of this person. So this person to me, so when I talked about the fact that they might do very well, so I do think that this person does very well. I think they are actually quite successful, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be like a gazillionaire. They just, whatever they're doing, they're good at it, and they probably are on a path to do very well. I'm sure throughout the course of their career and life, they will continue to do very well. I definitely see a sense of flash to them. I don't necessarily get the impression that they're very humble. I don't get the impression that they're not kind at all, but they do seem to have an element of showy offness. And I do think that they have, wherever they are, I don't see that they got this way because anyone necessarily got them there. I think they worked very hard to get there, and I think they're very proud of that. So I do feel that this person is quite proud. Not a bad thing, but we'll have to see how that plays out. And I think also this person does seem to be fair and open, definitely very sharp, smart. I don't get the impression that they are the smartest person in the room. I think they might think they are, and I think they are quite smart and quite clever, but I don't think that they are necessarily as smart as they think they are. I think that they have a goodness to them, or they want to be good, they are good, but I think there's, it feels like there's some kind of battle between wanting to be successful versus being actually as good as they are. And how this translates to a relationship, is I think this person to me feels that a relationship isn't really top of their mind right now. They are, and I'm going to say untouchable, and maybe that's really the caption that this picture needs, because they seem to be very they're so focused on their own path, on their own way right now, that you can't, this isn't someone that just comes home at night and wants to like curl up on the couch with you. I think they might want to talk. They might love that glass of wine with dinner conversation, but then I think they go into their own head. They go somewhere else, and they might quite literally go somewhere else to either check out after a long day, or maybe they are so focused on reaching the next level in their work or career that they have to like literally go somewhere else, and you are left alone. But right now, I do think that I think they're trying to be good. I think you guys have actually probably even had conversations about this person, trying to be a little softer, a little more gentle, a little less all in mentally. So I do think that you guys have a good communication, but I still think that there's a selfishness that this person has at the moment, and that might lead to that feeling of like you want to reach them, but for whatever reason you haven't been able to actually reach them. And I think that if things continue the way they are, and I do see this death card, I'm going to say that I think a relationship with this person could suffer. It could spell the end for where you are right now, simply because they have to want a relationship to work right now. And I think right now what they want is for money, success, career, power, whatever cliche thing you can assign to that. I think that's their focus right now. So the path you're on right now, although you are making success and headway in your communications, I think that this person still would need more of a nudge. Something would have to happen where they would have to be like, yes, I want a career and love. But right now, I think career is trumping everything. And if this person isn't wildly successful, let's say they really want to be and they are busting their ass to be that way, or they are putting up a front or trying to show the world that they are, in hopes of like walk it like you talk it kind of thing. But whatever it is, love and relationships isn't their focus. Even though you guys might have some pretty solid conversations about that, it's not totally where this person's head is at. But I have to say, this isn't a horrible thing, nor is it uncommon. I feel like almost every relationship has been in this phase before, and there's nothing wrong with being with someone who's very driven and motivated. But I think they just would have to appreciate the you that they have right in front of them, the you that is quite literally watching this video, trying to like just understand them or the situation a little bit more. And I do think so far from what I can gather that this person would be touched by that. They do have a somewhat buried in here somewhere is a sensitive side, and I think that comes with the judgment. They're so hard on themselves that they do want to do right. They do want to be good. There is some sweetness buried within these cards, and I think because they try so hard to overcompensate with showing the world and everyone around them how successful they are, I think they are almost overcompensating for something, and there's that inner judgment. And I think at the end of the relationship, although it might be necessary for them to, they might think it's necessary to accomplish all the things they want to accomplish, I think it would be devastating for them. Yeah, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying if you don't kind of break through to them, quite literally touch them, because right now they have remained untouchable, I think that would be something very important to do. So I'm going to do this. This is going to be you right now. And let's see if you can see this. I'm going to shift things around a little bit. So this is you in the relationship. And quite frankly, I do think that you are you're the driver in this relationship. It doesn't mean, I don't get the feeling that they don't care for you. I'm not saying, there's nothing about this reading that makes me think they aren't into you. That's not it at all. But as I've said many times, I think they care about their career right now more than anything. But you are, as far as this relationship goes, I think you are pushing so hard to really open this person up to talk. Like, you want to get to know you want to know what's inside of their head. And it's not so much from an emotional level. I think you really want to understand their brain, how it works. Like, why are they wired to be so intensely driven right now? When, you know, you're in front of them with all this quite literally love and emotion, and reaching out to them, you want to get to know them. You know that if you just pour affection on this person, it's not going to get them anywhere, but you know that you can reach them if you really talk to them. And I think that's how you're going to open up to this person. It's going to be with words, it's going to be with thought, it's going to be with intellect, it's going to be with logic and reason. You're not just going to say like, hey, I need a commitment and it looks like this. You're going to really want to understand, like, if you're pulling away from a commitment, if you're pulling away, period, why? Like, let's talk about, I'm trying to get a glare off this card, but failing miserably. It's the Knight of Swords. You're going to reach them through conversation, which is good, because I don't get the feeling that this individual is overly romantic. I don't think they're overly lovey-dovey, and I think that's actually fine with you. It doesn't mean they can't be. I think this is someone, like, in the right time and place. Like, maybe if you go on vacation, or maybe your time together is like at night over a glass of wine and with dinner or cooking dinner, and, you know, maybe it only lasts for an hour, but like, that's your time to really connect. That's okay. For whatever it is, I think this style and this pace of a relationship really works for you. But yes, you are aggressively trying to reach this person mentally, and I think you're doing a damn good job of it. Actually, I think you're doing a very good job of it. You are making headway. You are getting to them. You're touching them. You're affecting them. And the Ace of Wands, to me, this there's an action to this card. There's a fire. There's a passion. There's like new thoughts, it's sort of like an inspiration. And I think this card to me tells me that as you try to reach this person and take your relationship either to the next level or just make it better or to change the trajectory of it one way or the other, I think you are being very creative about this, and maybe you are bringing a creative piece to the relationship that was never there. Because I think your relationship is very, I want to say tactile, and I don't really even know if that's the right word, but I think it lacks that creative, passionate piece. I think it's very functional. I think you guys work and function quite well together, but there might be a coldness to it. And I do think a part of you is starting to think like, look, we need to incorporate more passion somehow, more love, more warmth. And I think you are starting to think about that. And quite frankly, talk about it. And I see if you can achieve this, I really think, I mean, this is a beautiful, beautiful card. The Ten of Cups it's everything you want out of like this beautiful emotional fulfillment. I mean, it's the card of families. It's actually the card of marriage if you tacked a word onto it. And I think for me to see this marriage card come after these two cards, it would tell me that if these two pieces came together, if you were able to tackle the emotional part of this bond that you guys have and bring in like this passion and this chemistry, this something new and exciting that isn't about like making money or working or accelerating yourself in the world, I think you could be an incredible, incredible couple. And maybe you are already an incredible couple, but you just know you have to do this piece, and it further instills like, yes, you're there, you're doing the right thing, you're on the right path. But I look at this and it's funny again that it's touch, because up here, I think this person's really untouchable. And if this stays, if you don't incorporate these two parts here, which is getting into their head and making things more passionate, more fun, more exciting, more creative, I think you are going to lose them. I think they will remain somewhat untouchable. And so then let's say you do all this. Let's kind of look at your future. Just going to shift this here. Your future together, and let's see what that can look like. Okay. So if you guys do that, I think together your future is there is a more fun, somewhat willy-nilly aspect to it. I absolutely see that. I think that this person that we speak of, and probably yourself as well, if you're with someone like this, unless it's a total case of opposites attract, which I don't really think it is, I think this person isn't silly. They're not foolish. They might have a great sense of humor. In fact, I feel like they could actually be quite funny. Maybe they do have this side to them that you are trying to pull out because you know it's there. It is that just lighthearted, the piece that got them to where they were so many years ago when they just decided to throw it all out there and throw themselves into something and do it on a whim. And I feel like that, however light that piece can be, I feel like it's coming back if you can achieve this. And together you guys can kind of have adventures. You can set off. It doesn't have to be so heavy. Things can be lighter. And this is the Fool card. And it doesn't mean you're a fool by any means, or that they are a fool, or that you're foolish for remaining in this very fun relationship. I think it means that you guys are really going to actually start to have fun together, and things won't have to be so overanalyzed. Like, you don't have to, everything doesn't have to be so structured, so planned, so cause and effect, cost and analysis. Like, it can be just, yeah, we're doing this, my work life is over here, my success is over here, and then my relationship's here. So I do see some adventure for you guys. And the Six of Swords it's a card that can mean like transition, it can be moving, it can be leaving, but because it's followed by the Nine of Cups, which is a very beautiful card, it's called the Wish card, fulfillment, wishes, happiness. I do think that a part of this mindset, I think you're going to kind of not abandon fully, but a part of this mindset that made this person so, quite frankly, anal, will leave this person. And I think, so this line feels a little bit more about this person, but it's you guys in the future. I think there will be a lightheartedness to your relationship, and I honestly think that these heavy thoughts, this analytical piece to every single discussion you guys have, or every way of approaching things, I think that's gonna leave the relationship. It'll still be a part of who that person is. They're still always going to overthink things and come at things from a very logical perspective, but I think that they are not going to bring that to the relationship so much, because I do think this person wants to be in a relationship. People who are this driven and this focused, they do very well in relationships. It's like the piece that brings everything together. People who are very, very successful, I find, are mostly family people, or I say family men, but they have families. Because they need everything to click. There has to be like a full circle completion of everything. And I don't think this person doesn't want to be in a relationship. And quite frankly, if they're not with you in a relationship, they'll be in another relationship soon. This is someone who probably likes commitment. They like stable situations. They like situations they can control. But I also think that they are open to being not controlled, but approached logically. And this is you trying to really come in and get to know them and talk to them and reason with them and share with them why maybe you don't think it's the right way to do things, and this person will listen. So with that, yes, they can absolutely, together you guys can lighten up, you can have some fun, you could even go so far as to take adventures. But I think this is a really cool card for a contrast. And yeah, that would lead to an abandoning for a relationship purposes, because they are who they are. This heavy approach to thinking everything through. And yeah, I think you're gonna really get to enjoy each other. And I think that there can be a lot of success and fulfillment. And emotionally speaking, I think you're gonna get emotion from this person, because this whole spread lacks emotion, except for right here, which is your card, your line. It lacks emotion, and the emotional piece will come with this. So I don't feel like I need to turn any more cards over. I think it's really all here. And yeah, I hope this helps. So as far as touch goes, I think really they're untouchable currently, or that's the theme, but I do think you can touch them. I think you can touch them with words. I think you can touch them. You can reach them through their mind, through that sharpness that you have. You can reach them and you guys can have some fun together. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you, and see you soon. And thank you. Hello, picture 2. Again, Light and Bone Tarot, thank you so much for being here. It means more than I can tell you. So this is the new moon reading, and the theme is, what are they feeling? So I'll pull some cards and tell you about what I think your either partner or the person you love and care about, someone you want to be with, we'll try to figure out what they're feeling or what's keeping you apart. Yeah, just a little bit about your dynamic with this person. Okay, let's get started. I just gave these cards a hearty shuffle. I'll do it again though. And here we go. Okay. So let's turn over 3 cards and see what so small can mean. And this is a tiny little moon, sliver of a moon in the sky, and yeah, I'm not doing the reversals, so that's why I turned them over and completely ignored it. Okay, so I'm reading, the first few lines of reading I'll do will represent the other person, and I feel like this person, okay, there's something very, I don't want to say childish, but I'm going to. There's something very childish about this person, something very immature. I'm sure I'll have lines after this to, you know, counteract the fact that I'm getting this right off the bat. I'm not saying that they're bad or there's anything bad about them, but from this first line, just to get a feeling of who they are, they're immature, they're hasty, they're somewhat careless. I think they want to be more mature, but at the same time, I think they know they're immature. I'm getting such a frat boy / fuck boy vibe off this person. And I say boy, but you can absolutely apply that to a female, feminine energy just as easily, but it's more fun to say boy. But yeah, this person is, I think they're careless. I think they're careless with their emotions. I think they're careless with other people's emotions. I'm not loving the person from this first line. And when I say frat boy, that is exactly what I'm getting. This person could be a 40-plus-year-old man, you know, a mother, but there is something so irritating off this first line about them. And I again, no shade, even though it's not a nice thing I've said so far, but I think I can redeem them a little bit. But yes, and even to further talk about how not awesome they are in this line, this card, this 8 of Pentacles, which generally implies hard work, in this, I see an apprentice. I see someone who is working. Maybe they're working towards something. Maybe they're trying to build something. Maybe they're chipping away at a career. But if they are, they're doing the bare minimum. And also, I'm also getting the feeling of someone who either comes from money or comes from a situation where things have been handed to them. They have never really worked that hard, or if they did, they didn't succeed at it. And now maybe they're trying to start something, but I still feel like it's something that someone else set up for them and they're barely doing it, or they're doing the bare minimum. And I hear myself getting like heated and annoyed with this person, and I promise I'll turn this around. But right now, this person irritates me, and I think they probably irritate the shit out of you too. They might be the hottest, most fun person you've ever encountered. This might be the most exciting date you've ever had, slash date night, slash month or months of being with someone. But they are, oh, they're so silly. And they take themselves too seriously. They're a clown. I am gonna try, I need a drink, hold on. And I just get annoyed because I know this person. Like, I've dated this person, you've dated this person. The title of this new moon is so small. And I don't know what is so small right now in regards to this delightful person that you are inquiring about, but we'll see. We'll get the next line because there's going to be more depth here. There's going to be something to explain them. But for whatever it is right now, I think things have been handed easily to them. I think they take things for granted. I think they're taking you for granted. I think they think they're great. And, but there's this melancholy, there's this sadness to them too. There's something where I'm like, they're lost. They're also a lost soul. And that is the frustrating thing because you probably see the potential in them, and yet they are lost. They're just kind of alone. There's something sad about them. All right, let's see what else we've got. This is also them, and maybe we'll understand them a little bit more. Okay, so I was hoping to come around and like them a little bit more. It wasn't impossible. The King of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, and the Star. So I'm going to say that all this energy up above comes from someone in their life who is a King of Pentacles. And this could be their father, their uncle, their mother. You know what? Forget the male association. It could be anyone, a mother. And it's so easy to say the male equivalent of each card and female equivalent, but this could be someone in their life, and I'm just going to say father, who has been very, very hard on them. And this would back up the fact that I do feel like they came from money, or they came from a family that at least liked to look like they had money, but I get the impression they actually really did come from money. And that doesn't mean their family had to be like multimillionaires. I mean, I just mean they came from a family that bought the things they wanted, whether they could afford it or not, gave their children the things they wanted, and so they didn't have to come from tremendous wealth, or maybe they did, but I do think that their father figure, parental figure, was a King of Pentacles, which is a good person, but also someone who's so deeply ingrained in their work and their home, their success, their work, and their family is important. I have a feeling this person's parents are still married. I'm sure there's a strong family unit, but I do think that whoever the King of Pentacles is in their life, it's someone that they have I don't know that there's a lot of friction there, but I don't know that there's a lot of warmth either. And I do think that this person probably would like there to be more warmth, and I think they act out in a silly, hasty, reckless kind of way because I just don't think they get a rise out of this person, and they'd probably really like to. And quite frankly, I do think that whomever you're sitting here thinking about, I think they feel small. I think they want to feel bigger. I think they want to be more like the King of Pentacles in their life, but I do think they feel small and insignificant. And so they counteract that by acting flashy, acting reckless, acting silly, or just acting out, whatever that is. So there's something, this reading about this, I don't know why I'm saying this person so many times, and I really am sorry for it, but I'm sad for them. Let's put it that way. I really am. I don't think it's something I'm not saying that I don't, oh my goodness. I believe this person can turn themselves around. I think that they I don't think that they're so deeply ingrained in this way of life that they can't change. But I do think there's a family matter that makes them who they are, and that can be more difficult to deal with. But in this last line of cards here, latest, not last, I see hope. I see this, like, they want guidance. They want guidance, but they don't necessarily want it in the form of a parental figure or a boss or someone who's just going to talk to them about money or success or what they're lacking. I think they want to find that spiritual tap in. And honestly, you can get that through love, like through an amazing relationship and through love. You can feel like plugged in spiritually. And I do think that it's actually there for this person. But I actually think for them to get to a point where they can feel that love that I think you really want from them, they need to find a way to be successful on their own without a parental influence, who I think is actually currently, I get the impression, either got them the job they have now, has gotten them every job they have, or has funded something that this person is starting. But I think that whatever they're doing now, it's somehow tied to a family favor, a friend of the family member, or a parent or something. But I don't think they've done anything on their own, which makes them they're stuck in this childish realm way of being. And it carries over into all parts of their life. They probably drink and party too much. They probably go out and kiss other girls or boys or whatever. I just think that they haven't done anything for themselves yet, and they wouldn't even know where to start if they were going to prove themselves. And I'm telling you right now, I think they need to do something on their own financially and find work that it doesn't have to be the work they're going to do for the rest of their life, but I do think they need to find something, a way of making money that doesn't involve someone else getting them that job. And I don't necessarily feel like, oh, this is the passion project of their life. I think it's literally just a job where they can make enough money to pay their own bills, take you out to dinner, whatever it is. I think that is going to lead them to a place where they can actually tap into something spiritually and just kind of abandon this whole fuckboy persona that they've embodied. So and let's say you're watching this and the person you're thinking of is not a child, they're not a frat kid, they're not trying to find money to take you out to dinner. Let's say they are doing very well, or great, or whatever. So when I mean go out on their own and make just enough, I feel like if this is a younger individual, they could, quite literally like get a job in retail or something and just step away from that parental hold, financial hold. Or if they're older and successful, still maybe they need to either start something on their own that they can grow into a source of income that isn't connected to a favor, or it doesn't have strings attached. And I think they really want that more than they want anything right now. They just want to know that they can make it on their own, and that will make them feel manly, and that will pull them away from this top line, which is so irritating. And you know it, and they know it, and they know it. The fact that they want to be better, they want to find this, and I say spiritual because that's what I'm getting. There's something, I don't get the feeling that this person wants to go to church, but they want to be better. They want to improve themselves. They want to grow. I don't know that they would get a self-help book necessarily, but maybe, and I don't even know that they're going to go to therapy. I just think they're going to start looking at things differently, assessing things differently, and just growing from within, finding their own light from within, which quite frankly, they probably feel small, worthless, empty, void. Their whole identity is wrapped up in maybe the King of Pentacles in their life. And I think they're going to step away from that. And with that, they can love and be loved and give a lot more to the relationship. So I'm going to read for you now where you sit in all this, who you are. So, okay, I'm going to say that you are the King of Swords, which is a really strong person. It's someone who is very, sorry, I'm stretching. Oh my God. The King of Swords is mentally fierce, probably more fierce mentally than this person. I get the impression that this person is sharp. I call them a frat boy, so I feel like sure they went to college. I don't know that they did. I don't know that they're the sharpest tool in the shed. I think they're capable. I think they have a charisma that would knock anyone off their feet and quite frankly could probably take them very far. So, and that's nothing to scoff at. I mean, not everyone has that. You might not have that. You're the King of Swords. You probably lack a little charisma, if I'm being honest. You probably are just enamored with this person's overall ability to win anyone over, even when they are such a turd sometimes. But no, I think you are smart. I think you are sharp. I think you are incredibly capable. And I think that you're good. I think you're honest. I think you want to be respected. You want to be fair. You want things done right. And I do think you live your life in a way that backs this up. And I think you probably intimidate this person. I think a part of you might very much remind this person of the King of Pentacles in their life, but not entirely. I don't think you are as driven monetarily. I think you have more of a drive to really connect and communicate and to never abandon the part of you that is the strength of your mind. I think you hold to that. It is a part of your identity. You're the person I think that people can go to. They can always talk to you. They can always find you, find just honesty and sense in a conversation with you. And in a relationship, I think you have a lot to bring to the table. And for someone like this, I think it's a great balance. It would be a bit of an opposites attract in some ways, but it is needed. This person needs someone to knock them off their ass and just talk some reason into them without scolding them or talking down to them or lecturing them. They need a way to connect, and it will bring them to that spiritual place. It will help them to start something and go out on their own. You'll build up their confidence. You'll show them through your intelligence that they are actually smart too. You wouldn't be with them if they weren't smart, and you're with them for a reason. They have a lot to offer. They have a lot of potential, and I think you're going to help them see that. I think you are someone, I think you are creative, and I do see that you have passion, and I think you are, but I also think that to this point, you are no nonsense to me. There's something although you are a passionate person, you definitely have a creative piece to you. You are also there's a no fucks part of you too, and you will hit a wall. You will hit a breaking point, and that's what I see in the Tower here. You will reach your point where you're like, I'm done. I quite frankly can't take this anymore. You are so small. But no, and not to belittle this person at all. But no, I think that they have a window to see how much you can bring to see how much you can offer the relationship, just see how great you are. Yeah, or you're out. But I think this is how you live your life, and I think this person completely loves and respects this about you. I think you are someone who really doesn't fuck around. You may have moments where you're like, sure, I'll lean into this, I'll give it a shot, but just know when I'm done, I'm done. And you are very close to being done. Yeah, so I like that you really, you guys work, and I definitely see an opposites attract. You have some things in common, but you are much more evolved than this individual you're thinking of. You're bigger, and I don't think you're better. That's really not what I mean. And the caption on this card is so small. When I call this person small, I don't mean like they're small, like they're just not as worthy, or I mean that they're small-minded right now. They aren't living their fullest life. They're not tapping into all their potential. They are just, it's so sad because they're belittling themselves to this standard there's so much more there. And everyone knows it. So yeah, and let me move this over. Let me do a reading for if you guys, what you'll need to do to make it work with this person. And these are all upside down, but I'm going to blatantly ignore that. And let me assess a little bit here. All right, I like to keep the cards in the order they are, but Seven of Pentacles, let me think about this for a whole minute. Okay. I think okay, if you're gonna make this work, if you're gonna make it work, okay, there's gonna be a struggle. You're going to have to be quite resilient in dealing with this person. I think that you're going to have to invest some time, some energy in them. You may have to spend more time loving this new business they're doing or this new job. And again, this job could be starting out serving or bartending, or it could be someone who is just older and established and going in on their own, doing something that might make them nothing in the beginning, or whatever, you get the picture. But I think that is such a big piece of what's going to happen, and you are really going to have to deal with it. I do think what will come of it, if you ride this out with them, then they will basically worship you. They will freaking worship you. You are going to be their, I mean, you'll just be their god. And the Empress is the epitome of like beautiful, feminine, fertile energy. I mean, she is everything beautiful and feminine in the deck. Every sexual energy, every sexual prowess, anything you would want in a relationship spread, you want to see the Empress. And I think that if you can just worship what they're doing and believe in them, and not worship them, but like give them your all and take a step back from being, I mean, you're still the King of Swords, but maybe you could take a step back just a little bit. Well, actually, I don't know about taking a step back, because this is what you have to be to make things work. But I think that basically, if you just support them and you ride it out and you stick it out with them, they will see you as their goddess. So if you really want that from this person, it's there. And I really believe that. But what I'm getting out of this is that this individual has to do their own thing. They have to pull away from this family dynamic, from whatever support they're getting in whatever way that is. They're going to pull away. They're going to do something on their own. They're going to earn money on their own. They're going to feel better about themselves. They're going to be more mature in their actions in every way. And that carries over from whether they're 20 or whether they're 45. Like, they are just going to almost like start fresh. In some ways, it is going to drive you so crazy. You are going to want to kill them. You're going to go to battle with them, but you're going to stick it out. And you know what? You're not going to be alone, because I believe that you are not the only person in the world that is fed up with this individual. The King of Pentacles, whoever that is in their life, will probably be there and show support for this person in a way that they never have. I mean, and I think, again, that's going to contribute to the fact that they will love you, because you will, I use the word worship because that's really how I feel, that you are going to be their queen. Because you're going to show them like so much that was never here, is not here for them. But it's, and you know, when I look at these cards, this line up here, it's like they're just dicking around doing something right now, but they're gonna work. Like, they are going to see the fruits of their labor. They're going to see their work pay off. And you're gonna be there to see it pay off too. You're gonna get to watch every little step. It is gonna be their show, their party. You are just gonna sit back and watch. You might even, you know what, you might, going to this card, you might travel or take a trip while they're doing this. I wouldn't be surprised at all if you peace out for a little bit, not necessarily in a like we're taking a break kind of way, but in a like, hey, I'm going to Europe for 6 months. I'm gonna go away for 1 month. I'm gonna focus and do me. I'll take a step back from the relationship. We're still together, we're still committed, whatever. But I feel like there can absolutely be a part of you that's like, whatever it takes for them to see everything happen, and to get to the point where you are their empress, which is really beautiful. You want to be their empress. You're going to be this person for them, and yeah, you just need to ride it out. But I have turned my thoughts around from where I was in the beginning with this person. I think that they have a sweetness to them, an innocence. I feel bad for them, but you know what? They're gonna make it, and they're going to appreciate you so much. And the fact that they have the capacity to appreciate you and realize what you've done for them is huge, and makes me love them so much more. So, well, not more, just period, like them. I didn't like them at all in the beginning. But yeah, I think it could be really good and fun. So hope that helps. And then there'll be more readings that can be about anyone you want. So yeah, tune in. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Bye. Hello, this is Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching and listening, especially since you might be my first person watching this video. So it's really nice to know that someone is, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope that it speaks to you and doesn't make you regret spending the 20 minutes you did watching it. So here we go. There are 3 pictures I posted, and this is for the new moon. Today is the new moon, and it's December 11th, I think it is. And this picture, I have the caption hello, and the reason I put the caption hello is because it just looks like this moon looks fresh. It looks like the moon you would see after partying all night. It looks like, yeah, it just reminds me of a beautiful morning. Either you chose to wake up that early and the moon's still out, or you have been up all night. But whatever it is, there's something about this picture that is happy to me. It's not melancholy. There's something fresh and light about it. And this reading, the question is, what are they feeling? So if you picked this, I feel like there's this sense of optimism or hopefulness, or maybe things are going good, but it makes me feel good. And I've had 2 really interesting readings before this that talked to the caption. It made sense, it tracked, and so I feel like hello is going to be a fun one. I hope. Okay, here we go. Hello. So we'll do a line of cards about the individual you are hoping to learn more about. Okay. So, you know, I like this to be centered, just like that, but like that. It's an arrowhead. It was a gift. Someone found it. I've never found an arrowhead. I've looked for them so much and never found them. Okay. This person, ooh, it's weird. This is, so far it's kind of heavy. And however I assemble these cards, I'm gonna leave it like this. Okay, yeah, however I switch these cards around, this person is, I'm not gonna say they are a hermit, because that's extreme. Very few people are these days, I feel like. But, well, actually, I take that back. A lot of people could be hermits. I don't know why I said that. This person is internal. They either are withdrawn quite a bit of the time, they withdraw quite a lot of the time, but there's something about this person that to me is very much, they could just be a very deep thinker, they could be very intellectual, very spiritual, or on a path to really like acquire some form of clarity through spirituality. And I will be able to elaborate more on this, just not right this second, but I do feel like whomever this person is, there's a bit of soul searching going on with them right now. I think that this person in general has a Queen of Pentacles energy, which is to say that they are focused on work. They are focused on home. They are, to me, they're sensical. They are logical, pretty balanced, pretty grounded. They're pretty normal, I guess. Let's put it that way. And they're doing well. I don't feel like they have a lot of chaos in their life. I feel like whatever job they have is stable. I think as far as work, family, home, relationships, they seem to be like, they know what they want. So this person to me, they're a thinker. They're looking within. They're not silly. They're not careless. But they might be looking for something, but I like them, but they're heavy. And then with this card, I feel like there's kind of a duality with them. I feel a little bit like they are even, they're juggling something. They're contemplating something. They're weighing options. They're maybe even like struggling with like, do I want this or do I want this? And I don't know if this person is like, I almost feel like there's something, and this is extreme, it's an extreme example, but like maybe they've got a really successful career and they're like, but I want to be a youth pastor, or like some extreme thing, some internal debate about what they want to do and where they're headed spiritually. And I feel like this is a struggle. So maybe the work that they're doing, that was an extreme example I gave, but maybe the work they're doing is not fulfilling to them in a spiritual way. Maybe it's soul sucking. Maybe they aren't happy and it's causing them to really like reevaluate what is going on. What path are they on? What are they doing? So I feel like right now, whomever this is, they are somewhat struggling with the work they're doing and how it actually makes them feel. And I do think they are looking for more. And this can be, I'm trying not to say the word person every 5 seconds, and I'm doing it. And so I'm trying to use other words for person, but I can't. This individual is, they want more out of life. I think they want more out of life. That's a good thing. If you're here reading about them relationship-wise, I don't know if they want a relationship. I don't know if they think love is the right path right now, but I definitely think they want more, and they are probably at a point in their life where they are really trying to figure out how to do this. And I do think that their work, their home, something around their work or their home is causing them to, it's making them think that maybe they're not doing the right thing. And I don't mean right as in what they're doing is bad. It just might not be the right thing for them. And maybe that speaks to the fact that romantically speaking, they can't quite be there because they know they have to work on this piece, and they are definitely working on themselves. So more than they are a hermit, I think they're working on themselves, and they want to be working on themselves, and they want to kind of reassess the work that they're doing so that they can work on themselves or do work that makes them feel better about themselves. And yeah, again, I don't know what the work they're doing is, obviously, but my gut tells me it's something that they find to be empty. I say soul-sucking because I've used that example of my own work in the past, but just something that they're like, there's got to be more, or this doesn't feel right. This isn't the kind of work that I want to be doing. We'll take this card, we'll put it there. Okay, another line about them. And I'm not doing upside downsies. I'm reading straight up. We've got Page of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, and Judgment. It's funny, for me, the Wheel of Fortune card almost never comes up. It's an interesting card. It's a very interesting card. There's a lot on this card, more than I'm even capable of explaining in a sensible way. Judgment's an interesting one as well. 2 heavy cards, and then we've got the Page of Pentacles. I'm gonna say, I think they're judging themselves pretty heavily right now. I think that there's something calling them. There's an internal calling. There's a voice within right now that is telling them like, hey, it's really time to look at your life, to look at the path you're taking, to look at what you're doing, look where you're headed, look at the consequence of your actions, then this karmic piece, this give and take, get what you give. Like, I really think whatever's happened to them, they really, they're really analyzing every little thing. And I don't know if this person had like a near-death experience or they had a friend that had a near, but something has like really pushed them to just deeply evaluate their circumstances, their thoughts, where they're going, where they're headed, what they've done, what's the purpose of this life. And love hasn't come into this reading at all yet. There's literally no love in this whole reading yet. If anything, there's fear, there's confusion, there's lack, there's someone who's lost. And I think this person's very good. I think they want to do the right thing, and I think they have all the faculty to be a great person and do the right thing, but so far there's nothing about love here. We'll get there. And then with this Page of Pentacles, I actually do think that they want to be more free. They want to get to a point where they don't have to think so much about work and money. Maybe something around money is making them feel like dirty or icky, or they want less of a focus to be on money and work and more on just some kind of balance that isn't so heavily weighed on your contributions fiscally or monetarily, or what you earn, what you make, what you give in those departments. Like, there's a lot more to life. And I mean, this could be someone that could be like a ton of fun, not fun, like very interesting, or this could be someone where you're like, I want nothing to do with this person right now. They are so in their own head. They are so up their own ass. They are so like extra right now that I can't even deal with it. But I can't feel what kind of, I'm not getting a vibe as to what kind of person this is, but I am getting a vibe as to like, this is where they are at. The title is Hello, and I don't know yet what hello could be like a new awakening. Let's see. So I'm going to do, this next line is going to be different than what it was for the other people. Let's see romantically, where is this person at? Because we haven't gotten much of that yet. Okay, so this is good. This is the only hopeful line to tell me there's anything around romance here. And actually, it's really quite good, and here's why. Let me make it possible for you to see these. I know there's a glare, so you almost can't see them. I get that. But chances are seeing the cards wouldn't do a whole lot for you anyway. Not in a condescending way, just in a like, I forgot I said that. Okay, so the Queen of Wands, this is passion. This last line here is complete. There is passion here. We've got a fight, but in a good way, not an internal struggle fight, but this raw-handed. There's just passion in this last line. There's magic. There's wanting things to happen, and I really do get this. There's something romantic about this last line here, and I think if I asked where this person is romantically or what they want out of a relationship right now, or where they are, they really do want love. They want to see something happen. They want part of this whole awakening for them, this thing that they're in search of. I think they do want their heart to be lit. I think this person really wants all of their chakras to they just want to feel alive. And there's other things now. If I look at this, like maybe this person struggled with addiction, maybe they struggle with depression, maybe there are things that kept them back from feeling. They've been numb for some reason, but they do want to feel. And I do think that you are someone that they would want to feel this with. It's weird. I can't quite. What I said about the hello and the happiness and the brightness and all that, it hasn't come through in this reading, and I really truly believe that it will, but it isn't here yet. And I'm trying to look at this and feel like what can I feel to help you if you picked this really kind of like awakening positive image, and hello makes me feel like something's very exciting and bright and fresh. And right now this person feels they're heavy. I don't know that they do feel sad to me. And I do feel like they want love, but there's a part of it seems like it would be quite a struggle for them to get there. It would take this like almost this magical element for them to get there, but they really could. Like somewhere in this person is tremendous passion and action and this feeling of being very much alive. Like it is there for this person. They have an inspiration. They definitely have a resilience. Like they have everything they need, which is the musician. They're very, okay, so here if I get to a more positive, this person's very capable. And I do feel like they have been through something that has kind of numbed them and forced them to want more. So when I said addiction, depression, a struggle, and I said, whatever it is, they are searching for more. But I really believe, and I see it in this last line, they want the magic. They want to use everything they have. They want to just tap into every little piece of the earth, every little element, every little gift that's given to them. They want to feel everything. And I do think they can. So if you want a relationship with this person, I see that it can happen. I just feel like it will take, what will it take? It'll take, I don't mean time as in years or anything. I just think they just have to find their way. They have to find their path. And I think from you, it will take an element of patience, but they want to feel something so bad. They want that awakening, that passion, that moment where it's like, hello, like, yes, this is it. Like, bright lights. They want that, and they're probably very close to that. So the hello could just simply be that feeling, like that aha moment where it's like, hey, this is it. You're here. You're alive. You're working on yourself. You're not stuck where you were. You're hard on yourself, and you're gonna find a way not to be, but you just live your life, enjoy, find the magic. Let's do more, because we're still a little bit, there's more good to explain here. So let's do you and this, let's do you, and then we'll do you and this person. So here's you. Okay. if I say that you are the Ace of Cups, I think you are you're watery, you're beautiful, you're light, you're velvety, you're luscious. There's something very kind and beautiful about you. There's something sweet. There's just something very loving about you. And I think that sorry, that drives me crazy. I think that you know what the relationship you want looks like. You understand romance. I think you understand love. And I think that you could just talk to anyone and just win them over. And I think you're drawn to this person because there's a part of you that probably can get almost anyone you want. I mean, that's a shallow thing to say, but like, I think that I think just looking at you or talking to you, you can appeal to a lot of people, and you are drawn to this person's inner conflict because they're unique, they're different, they're not like everyone else you've dated. There's something about them that you want to help. I don't know that you want to fix them, but you want to help, and you want them to know, like, look, I'll stick around for you. Like, I will put the work in and be with you to show you how lovely, how incredible, like, this union can be. But I think in general, you are someone who you know how to stick things out, even though you might come across as someone who is maybe more flighty. I think you've got a depth to you that is really, you know how to stick it out. And I think you have a lot of friends. I think you're popular. I think you're well liked. But I think you're a good person. And I think you have a warmth and a genuine element to you that this person is very, very drawn to. Because this person is going through something where they wouldn't want anyone toxic or petty or negative or even silly around them. They want someone who's real. They want someone with depth. They want someone that can help them be a better person, that just by being around you, they are getting better or happier. And better can mean so many different things depending on what is truly plaguing them up here. What's this struggle? What's this juggling act that they're dealing with? But it's real for them, but you offer them something that they really like and respect. And I just think there's something very breath of fresh air about you, but very sincere and good. I think you're kind. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about you. And I get why this person, even though there is, like I said, nothing about love, I get why they're drawn to you. And if I kept talking, it would sound like I'm starting to worship you. But I'm just saying that I understand why someone who is going through such a thing is sticking it out with you and not just up and leaving, because you're special, and they see that. I don't get where the hello comes in yet, except maybe there's this wake up moment where, like, you realize that, they realize that, and then you can really turn this into a relationship, or just into the relationship you want. And not just relationship, but this is a life thing for this person. They are trying to figure their life out. Like, they want to get to the root of something here. So if you guys stay together, let's see what that looks like. Or if you aren't together now, if you wind up being together or something, let's see what that looks like. Love the star. Love this. Let's see what this one is. So for the Two of Wands, I think there's definitely a choice. I think there's definitely, you guys are going to have to, if you form a bond, if you're in a relationship and you stay in a relationship, if you aren't in a relationship now and you become in a relationship, you're going to have to really understand the other person, what the other person wants, what it means, and you are going to have to decide if it's the right thing for you. And I think it could be. I really, really think it could be. I just think that there will be a discussion around, here's who I am, here's what I want, are you up for it? And I do think you're gonna have to spend a minute thinking, like, is this what I want? Is this person gonna deliver the world? Am I gonna be putting in so much work and not getting what I want out of it? But I think when you contemplate it and you really, really look at it and you really evaluate what this relationship could look like, I think you're going to see that it is actually, it's going to be intense, like beautifully intense. I think there's going to be a lot of like, it's good. I'm hopeful that this relationship will bring I'm trying to think what the word is. It's not like illumination, and not just only like, this isn't the sun. This is like the sun. Like, it's not just like, oh, your relationship's going to be beautiful and perfect, but I think there's going to be, it's going to be illuminating. You're going to see things about yourself, about love, about this other person, and vice versa, that you wouldn't have seen before. I think your eyes are going to be open to a very different way of living, of existing, of thinking. And I mean this in a very, very good way. But I think that's because this person is on a journey. They are working through things. They are figuring things out, and you're going to have to sign up for that. And that's what your choice is going to be. Like, is this really what I want? Because it's a lot, but I think it sounds like an adventure, and I get it. The thing is, I get this energy. I get wanting to help someone. I feel like when I said I think you're someone that can get anyone you want, as silly of a saying as that is, I do think that, like I said, you have the faculty, sounds so icy, but like, you have all the tools to be with almost anyone you want to be with. That's available and kind and good. But you are drawn to this person for reasons you might not even understand, and you've been on a road with them. And now there's just something about this person that really excites you, and it ignites you in ways that I think other people haven't. But you're gonna have to know you're on one with this person. It's a decision, but it will be beautiful. And I think, this card, it's a funny card because it makes me think of someone like just making a break for it, fleeing. And I don't really know why this card is here, except to say, like, if you don't want to be with this person, you are going to have to make a break for it. I don't think you can be halfway in with this person. It is going to be an all or nothing situation. I do think that scares you a little bit. I don't think it scares you enough that you aren't going to do it. But yes, you are aware that this is a lifestyle to an extent. There's something here that tells me you will be all in. And I guess that's where the romance is. Even though I'm not seeing like, oh, there's marriage and all that, it's telling me if you choose to be with this person, like, you're in it, which means they're in it. You guys are in it together. There is a bond, a pact, like, you're in it. So I guess that's kind of like, the hello is like, you're like, hey, I'm here. Like, hello, right here. Sign me up. Number one, like, I'm in it. If not, then it's like goodbye. This would be your goodbye card. But I don't think it's goodbye. I really do think you're like, hey, let's really do this. And yeah, the picture on that card, it is kind of that awakening. It's that like, oh my gosh, am I really doing this? Like, this is it. This is my new beginning. This is my fresh start. And it's not a picture of a bright sunny day. It's still a picture of like a moon and a night sky. It still means that you've got a little bit of a ride, but I think that the love is there 100%, the devotion, the care. And I think that for both of you, this is what an exciting, fulfilling, passionate relationship looks like. So yeah, hello and goodbye. No, thank you so much for listening. I hope it tracked. If it did, I'd love to hear about it. And best of luck. All right, thank you so much. Bye. Picture 4, this is Light and Bone Tarot, and you are going to see the reading for the 4th picture of the new moons. And this one is titled All New, and it's just a baby sliver of a moon. And yeah, it doesn't really give me a feeling of like good, bad, heaviness, lightness. It doesn't, it's just a beautiful picture of a moon, a new moon. And today's the new moon. It's December 11th. Watch me eat my words. Watch it not be the new moon today. I've said that so many times that it's today, December 11th. But if memory serves me, and it was just a couple days ago that I intentionally looked this up, it was Saturday, December 11th, which is where we are right now. So this is a new moon reading. It's fresh starts, new beginnings, but really the title or the premise of this is what are they feeling? So I'm going to be reading for someone that is in your life, whether you're in a relationship with them or not. And yeah, how it's working for you guys, what it looks like, and why you picked all new, why you picked that card, that picture. And the other readings with the pictures have been pretty accurate, pretty interesting. So yeah, let's see. Okay, so we're reading for your person. I think I've just been in the habit of assuming this person's a guy. So I'm sorry if it's not, it doesn't change the reading. Whatever pronoun I use, you can switch them around however you like. It's just a force of habit when I say guy. But yeah, I don't think everyone here is thinking about a man. Okay, here we go. They are this. Oh, and I don't do reverse readings, cards in reverse. So yeah, it's my arrowhead. Oh wow, let's see. How do I want to read this? I'll keep it how it was. Okay. So the Knight of Swords, this is like to me, this is like the evil Prince Charming. And by evil, I just mean the opposite of Prince Charming. Assuming he was like a perfect person, this would be like the opposite of him. And then we have the Queen of Swords and we have the Star. So I feel like there's something about your person. They're smart. They talk a lot. They are a talker. They love to hear themselves talk. And I think, I don't know what they talk about so much. I feel like they talk a lot about themselves. I think they interrupt a lot. I think they talk over people. I think they can be quite unwilling to hear other people's point of view. However, I get the impression that they're actually funny or entertaining. I think people probably get incredibly annoyed with them, but they still like them. They still like having them around. I do think people get to a point where they're like, enough is enough of this person, but I like them so far. I don't know that I'd want to date them, but we'll see. We'll learn a little bit more about them. But for the Star card is interesting. I think that there's an element of them, and this did come up in another reading, I think they're overcompensating for something. All this talk, all these jokes, I think they're a jokester. I think they're, like I said, I think they're funny, but I think they're always cracking jokes. They're definitely overcompensating, and I do think they're searching for something. There's something that makes me think that they want more out of this life than to be the loud, funny, obnoxious person. And I think they're searching for that. I'm not sure where they stand romantically or from love yet, but yeah, this just gives me an idea of who they are. Okay, so let's get a little bit more about where they're at, who they are, and where they're at. Okay, so this top line, it almost makes me laugh because this is someone that I would probably gravitate to at the party. And there was a time in my life where I probably would have gravitated towards like the really smart bookie person or the guy that was probably a doctor. But now, which is funny, like the older I get, the more I feel like I'm going to gravitate towards just the obnoxious person. And I don't know why that is, but yeah, your person's a little bit obnoxious. It does not mean they're bad. I think, to me, funny is so sexy. I think your person, I said it and I'm repeating myself, I think they're funny and I think they're liked. But then to get another layer on them, they do have more depth, which is good. They are, I think they have a sweetness. They're sweet. I don't know if there's a simplicity to them, but there is a sweetness to them. And I think when they aren't putting on a show, they actually are probably a lot deeper than people would ever know. And I think they're creative, which doesn't surprise me. And this doesn't surprise me either, because I feel like a lot of comedians are tortured in a way and depressed. I don't think your person's depressed. That's not at all. But I think they have thoughts about things that no one would probably ever credit them with, but there's a lot more to them. There's a lot more depth, which would make me fall in love with this person 100 times over. Like, you know, you're the obnoxious hot person at the party, and yet you're like also deep and kind and creative. Yeah, this person's a killer. Yeah, I get why you're here reading about them. They're everything. I mean, gosh, yeah. And here I go saying it all over again, but they're passionate, they're creative, they're always like seen. I think they're positive. I think they want more. They see the beauty in things. But they're also simple. Like, this is also someone that you could just sit and have a cup of coffee with and like enjoy yourself. This is someone who, like, you know, you could party all night with, and then like they'd be like, so do you want to go to the pumpkin patch and pick out a pumpkin tomorrow? Like, and you'd actually have fun doing it. Like, this is a very, very well-rounded person. Whether or not they show this side to many people, they actually are very evolved in a lot of ways. Excuse me. And they want more spiritually. And when I say spiritually, that could mean romantically. That could just mean they want more out of life, more love, more acceptance. They want to give more. They want to take more. So when I say spiritually, I don't mean that they're like trying to meditate or get into yoga, or they're like becoming a Buddhist. That's not what I mean. I just mean there's something more that they want out of life, that they're finally consciously thinking like, yes, I do want more. And this card tracks with this for me. Like, they really are, maybe they're starting to read a lot more. Maybe they're thinking about things differently. When they're not this person, they actually are quite deep. But yet they're still silly. They're still fun. They're still creative. All I can say so far is that this person is truly delightful, and I think they're good looking. I think they are incredibly charismatic. I think they're incredibly charismatic. So yeah, of all the readings, I want this person. This is the person I want to be with, because this is the one I would fall for. But the title of the card that you picked is All New. So let's see how we can bring it back. Let's really see a little bit more. So let me ask on this next line, why are you here? Why are you asking about this person? And I think you're asking about this person because, yeah, like, what's the problem, really? Because they're amazing. I guess you're asking about this person because I think this person makes you feel, I want to say, insecure. I think that this person, I don't know if I feel like they really do seem to have it all. And some people, there are really amazing people out there, male, female, old, young, stupid, smart. Like, there are people who really do seem like they have it. Whether or not they have it together, they really do seem to have a little bit of every wonderful quality in them. And I do get that you're here because you really, really like this person. I think that you are very much in love or falling in love, and you know it. And I just totally spaced on what this last line was. What did I pull from? I see the cards, but I can't remember the question I asked. Why are you here? feel like you're here because you're insecure. You don't know if you can live up to everything that they want. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I think they want you a lot more than you realize. I think they want a relationship a lot more than you realize. But I think that you think that they are so dynamic and so everything. At least I feel like they are. I think you think that way as well. And I think that it is causing you stress. And I think that stress has probably led to elements of tension, passionate fights, but ones that are actually, they could get ugly and they could really spell the end for you guys. You need to realize that you are so, you're a match for them. You are completely and utterly a match for them, but you're not seeing it. And as a result of that, you're allowing your negative thoughts to get the best of you. You need to be a lot more resilient, and you need to just calm yourself. I think you need to calm your emotions. I think you need to, not let yourself go in terms of like focus on your work, focus on your home. Maybe you have a family, maybe you have kids, but I get this feeling you can't be everything for this individual, and they need to see you do your own thing, live your own life, be full in your own right. And because I do think, if I'm just summing this up again, I mean, I've said this 100 times, there's something very sexy and appealing about this person up here, and I think you see it. I think the whole world sees it. I see it. And as a result of that, you are a little insecure, and maybe you've given them too much attention, too much everything, and you've possibly lost yourself a little bit along the way. And you need to, and it's caused stress, it's caused tension, and that just needs to stop, because they like you, they really do. And I will say this, if they don't like you and they don't want to be with you, I think you're going to know about it. This isn't someone you can hold on to. You can't win this person over by being anything other than exactly who you are. So if you try so hard to be something you're not, or if you think that you need to like reinvent yourself, you don't. Because quite frankly, this is someone who can pick and choose who they want to be with, and they've chosen you. They're with you because you probably balance them out. You probably make them very happy. You probably see this part of them that other people don't see. And that's another thing you do. You understand that they have all these layers, that they are so well-rounded. You see this. Because remember when I introduced the cards about this, I want to say guy, but who knows? We thought they were obnoxious. I mean, funny, sexy, cute, whatever, but obnoxious. But they aren't actually. They have other sides to them, and you know that, you see that, and I think you can help tame them, but not through a taming way, but just through like just having them evolve with you. But yeah, this last line is like, don't lose yourself, don't get in your head. Don't overthink it, and just be more resilient. Don't overanalyze, or you will lose them. And let me go over here. Let's make some room. Okay, so I hope this wasn't vague here. So let me think about what I want this next line to be about. Let me see what a relationship is like for you guys, or the time you spend together. What's it like? Okay, good, except for the last one, but I think we'll make that work because I think this is good. Okay, I think you guys, you have a fun, witty banter. When they are this person at the party, and by party, I mean like, as soon as you guys step through your front door, you could be at a party. This could be like a trip to Whole Foods. It doesn't mean a party, or it could be like a party. I'm just saying it's like, when there's more than the two of you. Like you guys spar, you have sexy conversations, but like the fun, ignited kind. I think you guys are a match for each other mentally. I really think that like you have a lot of fun together. And I think that's an energy and a vibe that you both just completely get off on. It's electric, it's fun. And I do think that they see a future with you. I think that through this light-hearted kind of sparring that you guys have, which is, it sounds like a simple, trivial thing, but I actually think it really is like a part of how you guys communicate. I think it's kind of like your love language, that you have so much fun just talking. You know, you can turn a conversation over wine or coffee or water or whatever into like just this dynamic conversation that can be everything from like sexy to intellectual to eye-opening to you guys have a great way of communicating, and it works for them. Yeah, and you get each other, you see each other, and I really think I do think you get and see each other. I think you have a very strong connection, and I think that connection could 100% lend itself to a real relationship. If you're not already in a real relationship, then you would continue to be in one. And then this card, there's anxiety here because this is you stressing. This is you thinking that you need to like you need to chill out, basically. You need to let these thoughts lie. Any insecurities, stresses, anxiety, just put them to bed. Like, quite literally stop with that, because you guys work. You work together. You are working. You will work. And if you don't work, that's fine too, but I don't know why I'm even throwing that in there. I'm just saying that because I was so hard pressed that you guys will work and things don't always work. But it's there if you want it. But I do think that this is someone that can't handle an overly negative vibe or tone, or someone who's too down on themselves or too questioning or too concerned. I think it can, quite frankly, it can overwhelm this person. It can bum them out. It can kind of like throw off their chi. It's just, they do need a more lighthearted element, although they do have depth. I mean, and that's why you're here. You're here because of just the full circle of character and fun they are. But yeah, you need to lighten up. And we've got all new as the caption, and it's, I mean, I don't know what all new could mean for this. I'm at a loss, but this is, so let's ask for some help. Like, what can you do just to give this person, help them see you as like the completely confident individual that you are. They know you are, but you are in your own head. So what can you do for yourself to change that? And again, not doing the upside downs. So for you, I want to see you, there's an element here of like taking a step back. This is a rebirth. This is the first card in the deck. This is all new beginnings. Maybe you could approach this relationship. You could look at it with a fresh set of eyes. You really, and it's weird because I'm struggling to find exactly what the problem is, and I keep bringing it back to you. It's not to say that this person doesn't have any problems, but I think that your relationship is so, quite frankly, fun. There is depth to it. I don't know that you guys as a couple have gotten to that point where together you're discussing these levels of depth. I think this relationship is either new or somewhat surface, but you are absolutely starting to see the potential in each other and in the relationship. Sorry, I lose my thought. I get so into one train of thought and then I lose it, and just give me a second to, so, you're saying that your relationship is so, it's not new. It's just there's a newness to it. I don't get the impression that you guys have been together years and years. And if you have, then I think this relationship has literally not gone too deep of a surface. I think you need to bring this relationship into a deeper level. And the first way to do that is to not think that you aren't good enough or that you don't have enough to offer. So you either need to travel or start fresh, take a step back, like look at it with a fresh pair of eyes. But yeah, I'm so sorry. I feel like I just got off track here, and I may have to take a second. And I overthought it and over-explained it so much. Okay. For all of you, to bring it full circle, I guess what I'm trying to say is pretend you don't know all the stuff you know about this person. Pretend you just met them, and don't stack yourself up against them. Don't compare yourself to them. Let this be a situation where you can just start almost afresh mentally. Not that you need to, not that there's something horrible that happened, but I just think you're stuck in a cycle of thought where they're the big, funny, great one, and then you're kind of their sidekick. And I want you to wipe the slate clean of that, because you are the one that sees them. You are the one that makes them feel like more than just this gregarious, good-looking hunk of a person, and they love that about you. But if you bring a heaviness or a baggage or an insecurity, it's just not gonna bode well. So yeah, I think you really need to just step in fresh, silly, fun, be yourself, lighten up a little, loosen up, and just don't be afraid to change. Like, you don't have to, if you maintained a certain persona up this far, you don't have to always be that person. And I feel like this is a whole new thought coming, but like, you know how I said you guys are like the Page of Swords. You have this like fun, friendly banter and stuff, and that's great. And I think that will always be you guys, but that doesn't have to solely define how you guys communicate. Like, you can also reinvent yourself. You don't have to be exactly the person you were when you met or when he fell in love with you, or they fell in love with you, if that makes sense. And the King of Wands here it's me seeing you as a very fiercely creative, passionate, loving person. I don't think you're overly emotional. I do think you have a fun amount of intellect. I think you're smart. I think you get in your own head a lot, but I think you have a lot of passion, and I think you've been holding this back, and I just want you to be more you. I want you to admire less and be more you and shine, and that's going to relieve a lot of the anxieties or the insecurities you have, because you can just be more of who you are and who you need to be, because I don't think this person's seen all the sides of you or all the depths of you, and I want that to come out. So this last line is telling me, like, start fresh, start new. It's not too late. I mean, show a new and fresh side of yourself, and show that you also, just like this person, have all these layers. You aren't one-dimensional. You're not just this like really cool person who's great to spar with and super accepting of all the amazingness of this person. Like, you have a lot of your own depth and levels and things to offer. And I'm so sorry if this really rambled on. I'm gonna have to listen to this again and make sure that it doesn't sound freaking crazy. But yeah, I hope this tracked. And if it did, please watch another reading, because you might get more clarity. Yeah, don't give up on me. Please come back, and really appreciate your time. So thank you so much. Happy new moon.